Question number 211. Your organization wants to be compliant with the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, on Google Cloud. You must implement data residency and operational sovereignty in the EU. What should you do? Choose 2.
A.
Limit the physical location of a new resource with the organization policy service resource locations constraint. B. Use cloud IDs to get east-west and north-south traffic visibility in the EU to monitor intra-VPC and inter-VPC communication. C. Limit Google personnel access based on predefined attributes such as their citizenship or geographic location by using key access justifications. D. Use identity federation to limit access to Google Cloud resources from non-EU entities. E. Use VPC flow logs to monitor intra-VPC and inter-VPC traffic in the EU. The correct answer is A and C.
A.
Limit the physical location of a new resource with the organization policy service resource locations constraint. C. Limit Google personnel access based on predefined attributes such as their citizenship or geographic location by using key access justifications. Question number 212. Your company is moving to Google Cloud. You plan to sync your users first by using Google Cloud Directory Sync, GCDS. Some employees have already created Google Cloud accounts by using their company email addresses that were created outside of GCDS. You must create your users on Cloud Identity. What should you do?
A.
Configure GCDS and use GCDS search rules to sync these users. B. Use the transfer tool to migrate unmanaged users. C. Write a custom script to identify existing Google Cloud users and call the admin SDK directory API to transfer their account. D. Configure GCDS and use GCDS exclusion rules to ensure users are not suspended. The correct answer is B. B. Use the transfer tool to migrate unmanaged users. Question number 213. Your organization is using GitHub Actions as a continuous integration and delivery (CI/CD) platform. You must enable access to Google Cloud resources from the CI/CD pipelines in the most secure way. What should you do?
A.
Create a service account key and add it to the GitHub pipeline configuration file. B. Create a service account key and add it to the GitHub repository content. C. Configure a Google Kubernetes engine cluster that uses workload identity to supply credentials to GitHub. D. Configure workload identity federation to use GitHub as an identity pool provider. The correct answer is D. D. Configure workload identity federation to use GitHub as an identity pool provider. Question number 214. Your organization processes sensitive health information. You want to ensure that data is encrypted while in use by the virtual machines, VMs. You must create a policy that is enforced across the entire organization. What should you do?
A.
Implement an organization policy that ensures that all VM resources created across your organization use customer-managed encryption keys, CMEK, protection. B. Implement an organization policy that ensures all VM resources created across your organization are confidential VM instances. C. Implement an organization policy that ensures that all VM resources created across your organization use Cloud External Key Manager, EKM, protection. D. No action is necessary because Google encrypts data while it is in use by default. The correct answer is B. B. Implement an organization policy that ensures all VM resources created across your organization are confidential VM instances. Question number 215. You are a cloud identity administrator for your organization. In your Google Cloud environment, groups are used to manage user permissions. Each application team has a dedicated group. Your team is responsible for creating these groups, and the application teams can manage the team members on their own through the Google Cloud Console. You must ensure that the application teams can only add users from within your organization to their groups. What should you do?
A.
Change the configuration of the relevant groups in the Google Workspace admin console to prevent external users from being added to the group. B. Set an identity and access management (IAM) policy that includes a condition that restricts group membership to user principals that belong to your organization. C. Define an identity and access management (IAM) deny policy that denies the assignment of principals that are outside your organization to the groups in scope. D. Export the cloud identity logs to BigQuery. Configure an alert for external members added to groups. Have the alert trigger a Cloud Function instance that removes the external members from the group. The correct answer is A.
A.
Change the configuration of the relevant groups in the Google Workspace admin console to prevent external users from being added to the group. Question number 216. Your organization wants to be continuously evaluated against CIS Google Cloud Computing Foundation's benchmark version 1.3.0, CIS Google Cloud Foundation 1.3. Some of the controls are irrelevant to your organization and must be disregarded in evaluation. You need to create an automated system or process to ensure that only the relevant controls are evaluated. What should you do? A. Mark all security findings that are irrelevant with a tag and a value that indicates a security exception. Select all marked findings and mute them on the console every time they appear. Activate Security Command Center (SCC) Premium. B. Activate Security Command Center (SCC) Premium. Create a rule to mute the security findings in SCC so they are not evaluated. C. Download all findings from Security Command Center (SCC) to a CSV file. Mark the findings that are part of CIS Google Cloud Foundation 1.3 in the file. Ignore the entries that are irrelevant and out of scope for the company. D. Ask an external audit company to provide independent reports including needed CIS benchmarks. In the scope of the audit, clarify that some of the controls are not needed and must be disregarded. The correct answer is B. B. Activate Security Command Center (SCC) Premium. Create a rule to mute the security findings in SCC so they are not evaluated. Question number 217. You are routing all your internet-facing traffic from Google Cloud through your on-premises internet connection. You want to accomplish this goal securely and with the highest bandwidth possible. What should you do? A. Create an VPN connection to Google Cloud. Replace the default 0.0.0.0/0 route. B. Create a routing VM in Compute Engine. Configure the default route with the VM as the next hop. C. Configure Cloud Interconnect with how VPN. Replace the default 0.0.0.0/0 route to an on-premises destination. D. Configure Cloud Interconnect and route traffic through an on-premises firewall. The correct answer is D. D. Configure Cloud Interconnect and route traffic through an on-premises firewall. Question number 218. Your organization uses Google Workspace Enterprise Edition for authentication. You are concerned about employees leaving their laptops unattended for extended periods of time after authenticating into Google Cloud. You must prevent malicious people from using an employee's unattended laptop to modify their environment. What should you do? A. Create a policy that requires employees to not leave their sessions open for long durations. B. Review and disable unnecessary Google Cloud APIs. C. Require strong passwords and 2SV through a security token or Google Authenticator. D. Set the session length timeout for Google Cloud services to a shorter duration. The correct answer is C. C. Require strong passwords and 2SV through a security token or Google Authenticator. Question number 219. You are migrating an on-premises data warehouse to BigQuery, Cloud SQL, and cloud storage. You need to configure security services in the data warehouse. Your company compliance policies mandate that the data warehouse must protect data at rest with full life cycle management on cryptographic keys. Implement a separate key management provider from data management. Provide visibility into all encryption key requests. What services should be included in the data warehouse implementation? Choose 2. A. Customer-managed encryption keys. B. Customer-supplied encryption keys. C. Key access justifications. D. Access transparency and approval. E. Cloud external key manager. The correct answer is C and A. C. Key access justifications. E. Cloud external key manager. Question number 220. You manage one of your organization's Google Cloud projects, Project A. A VPC service control, SC, perimeter is blocking API access requests to this project, including pub/sub. A resource running under a service account in another project, Project B, needs to collect messages from a pub/sub topic in your project. Project B is not included in a VPC SC perimeter. You need to provide access from Project B to the pub/sub topic in Project A using the principle of least privilege. What should you do? A. Configure an ingress policy for the perimeter in Project A and allow access for the service account in Project B to collect messages. B. Create an access level that allows a developer in Project B to subscribe to the pub/sub topic that is located in Project A. C. Create a perimeter bridge between Project A and Project B to allow the required communication between both projects. D. Remove the pub/sub API from the list of restricted services in the perimeter configuration for Project A. The correct answer is A. A. Configure an ingress policy for the perimeter in Project A and allow access for the service account in Project B to collect messages.